Well, this isn't the typical video that I typically post on my channel just because I like to think of, my corner of the internet to be a place where you go for entertainment or escapism. Some of you may or may not know, I lost my youngest sister, well, I guess 3 years this month, so I thought and just share how I'm feeling because you may be going through something, and I know that it's kind of cheesy and corny, but there is something in unity that makes you feel like even though you feel so alone, you're still part of something bigger than you. So I thought, let me just share, just some thoughts about grief. Like I said, you might be going through something and maybe you need this right now. But anyway, I just want to start off by saying that grief is cruel. Not in a dramatic way, but in the quiet, everyday ways no one really even warns you about. It shows up when you think you're doing okay. It pulls the ground out from under you on a random Tuesday afternoon. It lets you believe that you've healed. And then reminds you that you actually haven't. Grief doesn't ask permission. It doesn't follow any kind of logic. And it definitely doesn't care how much time has passed. 3 years can feel like 3 days, and some days it can feel like 3 hours. Grief is confusing. One moment you miss everything about them so much, it physically hurts to breathe. But the next moment, you feel somewhat normal. Then you feel guilty for feeling somewhat normal. And I say that in quotations. You grieve what happened, but you also grieve what didn't. You grieve the version of yourself that existed before loss completely rewired your nervous system. You just know something inside you feels permanently altered. Grief is very lonely, even when you're surrounded by people who you know love and adore you. Because no one else carries it the way that you do. No one else wakes up with my memories. No one else feels the ache at 2 a.m. when the world is quiet, but you're awake. People eventually stop asking how you're doing because they assume you're okay because you look okay. But grief isn't visible, it's internal. And learning how to smile while something inside you is still breaking is very difficult. And yet, grief is also hopeful. Not in a everything happens for a reason kind of a way, but in a quieter, more honest way. Hope shows up when you survive days you didn't think you could. When you laugh again, surprised, honestly, that your body still remembers how, genuinely, and not a forced laugh. When love finds new places to live, even after loss. Hope doesn't erase grief. It lives beside it. They coexist. Grief teaches you tenderness. It deepens your empathy. It changes how you see people who are hurting. Because now, you recognize the look in their eyes. Because it's the same look in your eyes. You don't become stronger because you wanted to. You become stronger because you had no other choice.